This episode of Science Max is all about generating electricity.
Where do we get this electricity that we use all the time?
We try to generate as much as we can using human power, plus solar energy, tidal energy, wind energy, and more. All you need to do is
turn the generator.
All on this episode of Science Max Experiments at Large.
Greetings, Science Maximites. Take a moment and imagine with me, if you will, a time when the only way to light your house was with candles or oil lamps. There was no electricity. That meant no power tools, no video games, no telephones, and worst of all, no TV. Fortunately, we live in a world of electricity. If you've ever lost power in your city or neighborhood, you know how hard it is to get by without electricity, even for one day. But where does it all come from? Where do we get this electricity that we use all the time? We make it. That's the cool thing. And I can show you how to make it as well. Check it out. All you need is an electric motor. Electric motors are pretty simple. All you do is get a battery and you attach it to the electric motor, and that makes it work. There we go. Attached to the battery, it spins. But if you spin the electric motor, it creates electricity. And that's what we're gonna look at today, creating electricity. We're gonna build a wind turbine. But first, you need an electric motor. And you can probably get one from a broken toy. Just make sure that the toy is broken and that the broken part isn't the electric motor.
Here's what you need: index cards or construction paper, scissors, push pins, science tape.
It's the same as invisible tape, except I use this one for science.
A cork, chopsticks, craft sticks, and modeling clay. And remember, all the steps for this experiment are on our website. To begin, cut the index cards into strips and tape down a push pin so it sticks out. Then fold over the index card and tape it together. Then stick the pin into the cork and repeat that step.
If you want as many blades as you can get on your fan, you're welcome to do that.
Next, take your modeling clay and stick the chopsticks in, then tape the craft sticks in between with science tape. Then take the motor and stick the cork on the end, then wedge the motor in between the craft sticks and tape it down so it stays put.
And there you go, a fan that will spin in the wind.
You want to adjust the fan blades so they all face on a bit of an angle. That way they will catch the wind and spin.
There we go. Now when it spins, it will create electricity. I'll show you with this. It's a multimeter. And a multimeter measures little amounts of electric current. There. The hairdryer makes wind, spinning the fan blades, and we are creating electricity. Now, pretty much all electricity that you make comes down to turning a generator. A small motor like this isn't gonna produce a lot of electricity, barely enough to power one tiny little LED, but it's a start. And a good start is all we need, because today, on Science Max Experiments at Large, we're gonna look at all kinds of different ways of generating electricity. Plus, I wanna find out just how much electricity one human being can generate. Although, one human being is gonna be kinda lonely, I'm gonna need an expert. Oh, I know, Anthony from the Ontario Science Centre. He can help. I wonder if he's busy. Well, come on. Phil? So I was wondering if you could help me with an experiment. I want to generate as much electricity with human power. What do you think?
I think that sounds awesome.
Okay, great. Let's go back to Science Max headquarters.
Is that the portal?
Yeah. Don't worry, all the kinks are worked out. I know what it is. It's this. Where did you end up?
I was in the vents.
Oh, I ended up in the bathroom. All right, well, now that we're here. Okay, so this is what I started with. And this is just, an electric motor, right?
Right.
So you can generate electricity, you spin it, so I figured in order to generate more electricity,
to get a bigger generator?
Exactly, yeah. The bigger the generator, the bigger the magnet, the more the copper, the more the electricity.
Oh, well, you know what we should do is we should just get an even bigger one, like a giant one that they use in like in a power plant or something, or?
Not quite. That would be too big for a person to be able to turn. It'd just be impossible.
So you think this is a good size?
I think this is a great size.
Okay, so that's good.
This is called a multimeter. We're gonna hook up the wires. I will do black to black.
Black to black.
To red. And as you turn our generator, we can see just how much electricity we're generating. Okay, so.
Here, you hold on to that.
And
I'll
you can
turn
start
the
turning
generator.
Now it's time to play How Much Electricity Did They Make?
2.4 volts, yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, 2.4, yeah, it's not great.
That's just enough to power a small LED flashlight. Better keep trying, boys.
I got some handles here that we're going to attach
that
to
would be
the
perfect.
end of the generator so
Yeah.
we can spin it.
Okay, let's try.
No matter how fast I cranked the large handle, I couldn't make any more electricity than before.
Okay, let's try something else.
But it's a smaller handle.
Perfect, okay, yeah.
That's good?
Yeah, well, maybe it'll let us get more spins in.
Oh, yeah, because I don't have to make as big a circle.
Exactly. Yeah, it's working already. We're up to like 3.5,
Now how much electricity is Phil making?
4.5.
That's the same as 3 AA batteries. Maybe enough to power a toy car. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a lot higher with the faster spins. Oh, all right. You okay?
I'm okay.
Maybe we could use like some gears or something like that.
Oh, yes, you know, that's a good idea because this circle that I'm making here, I can only go so fast. So
Yeah.
maybe with gears, you can do 1 circle here equals like 10 circles on the other gear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of like the gears on like a bike.
Yeah, the gears on a bike or something like that. A bike! Of course! Yeah, so we get a bike and we attach the back tire to the generator.
The generator, and then you can use the pedals of the big gear to power the small gears.
Okay, great. We'll go get a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, high five. All right. Oh, right, they're over here. This is a generator. It generates electricity when you spin it. But how does it work? What wizardry is inside? Well, actually, generating an electric current is fairly simple. All you need is 2 things. First, you need a conductor, like this coil of copper wire, and you need a magnet. Now, this is a galvanometer. It measures small amounts of electric current, and I have my copper wire attached to it. Watch as I put the magnet inside the copper. I get a little bit of an electric current, and then I take it out, it goes in the other direction. A little bit going this way, and then I take it out, a little bit going that way. Positive, negative, positive, negative. This kind of current that goes back and forth is called alternating current, or AC. It's the same kind of electricity you have in your house. But here's the cool thing. Watch this. I put the magnet in and I leave it. It goes back to 0. You only get electricity when you move the magnet. All right, so let's create our generator. Instead of starting with a copper coil like this, what if we just had the magnet and we have it staying still, like that, and we move the conductor past it, like spinning? It's good, but not great, because we're only getting a little bit of electricity as it passes. So let's make it more efficient. Let's put in some more magnets. 1 on either side, and 1 on the top. And now when we spin it, it goes past all of these magnets, and every time we get a little bit of electric current. Well, this is how a generator works. If you take an electric motor or a generator apart, you can see there's a coil of copper wires on the shaft, and it spins around like this. And on the inside, there are magnets. So there you go. When you put it together and spin it, you get an electric current. Or if you put an electric current in it, it will spin, just like an electric motor. And that is how a generator works. Anthony and I are trying to create as much electricity as we can using just human power. But so far, it hasn't been going so well. It all comes down to how fast we can spin the generator.
Maybe we could use like some gears or something like that.
In order to get it spinning really fast, we're gonna use a bike. It's just a matter of getting a bike, taking off the wheel, putting it on a stand. It is now a stationary bike. It'll be even more stationary once we screw it down. and attaching the generator.
All right, the bike generator, bike-orator. What should we call this thing?
Bike-nomator.
Bike-nomator. I like it. So, okay, let's go over what we've got here.
Okay, so we've got 2 gears. We've got a big one, we got a small one. We turn our pedals, and the big gear turns the small one.
So this is the whole point of this build, is so that we can get 1 revolution here means a whole bunch is spinning.
Exactly. The more we get here, the more our generator spins and the more electricity we get. We get tons.
Awesome. And obviously using bike, because you're using your legs.
The strongest muscles in your body.
Awesome. Okay, so now what's with this horn? That is a loud horn.
I know, I tried to warn you.
That is great. I love that.
So Anthony and I hop on and give it a pedal. We pedal as hard as we can, and we produce a pretty good amount of electricity.
How much electricity did they produce?
We got up to maybe like 18 there. You did a pretty good job.
That's enough for a power tool, like a drill.
It's good. You know what? This works well, I think, for keeping a good number for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So we can get up to like 18, 20, but it doesn't, we can't really get any higher than that.
Yeah, you know what we need is like one really hard pull, like all of a sudden. That way you can get like a spike.
Yeah, you're right. So it's like instead of putting all that effort into it going for a long time, you put all the effort into one quick motion.
Exactly.
Yeah, good idea. So you wrap a rope around here and then you just pull it.
Exactly.
And that'd be a really fast motion. Spin it really quick and get a very high number.
High spike, exactly.
Okay. You know, we're gonna have to take the bike apart though.
Okay, well,
Well, it's science.
Okay, cool. So I'll just get.
Oh, you know what? We actually don't have to take the whole bike apart. We just have to take the generator off.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay,
Hang on a sec. I got it.
And maybe we should attach the horn to the next thing too.
What do you know?
Turn it off!
It's so loud.
So you want to generate some electricity. But what do you choose to generate that electricity? Hydro? Nuclear? Coal? Solar? Who knows? I do. I know. And soon, so will you. In order to generate electricity, you need to turn the generator. Turn the generator. One of the most common ways to turn the generator is to use one of these. It's a steam engine. Usually they're a lot bigger. You see, you heat the water to boil it and turn it to steam, which works a piston, which turns the generator. Huh? Pretty amazing, right? But what it really boils down to is heating water to make steam. Boil water to make steam to turn the generator. Coal power. Burn the coal to boil water to make steam to turn the generator. Natural gas. That's different, right? Nope. Burn the gas to boil water to make steam to turn the generator. Nuclear power. That's different, right? Nope. It creates heat, which you use to boil water to make steam to turn the generator. Wind power. We don't even need heat for that. Just use the wind to spin the fan to turn the generator. Hydropower. Just pour water across something that spins to turn the generator. No matter what, making electricity always comes down to turning the generator. It's always yada yada, yada yada, turn the generator. Except for solar. Solar does not work like that. But other than that, it's always yada yada, yada yada to turn the generator. And now you know your electricity generation. Hey, Ramona, you wanna come and give me a hand over here? My arm is getting tired.
Whew, it is hot out here. Oh, in order to generate electricity, you need to spin a generator. Most forms of electricity generation work like that, but not solar. Solar panels like this one generate electricity from the sun's energy. So, how do they do it? Well, this is a solar panel. Okay, it's not really a solar panel, I just sort of put this together, but it works the same way. There are 2 plates, and on these plates are electrons. I've got golf ball electrons up here, ping pong ball electrons down here, but they're all the same thing.
Now, this happy little fellow is a photon, energy from the sun in handy-dandy particle form. What happens is photons come from the sun and hit the top plate and knock some electrons from one side to the other, like this. And that knocks over some electrons. Now, these extra electrons travel up a wire in the form of electricity, and we can use them to do work for us. Then they change to the other charge, go back, and we start the process all over again. That is how solar panels work. But remember, it only works when there's sun and photons. Anthony and I are trying to generate electricity using human power. Spinning the generator didn't work too well, but we found if we used some gears, like those on a bike, it worked better.
You know what we need is like one really hard pull, like all of a sudden.
Using gears is a great way to get work done. The good news is there are generators with gears already in them. That means if we can turn the spindle once, the gears inside will spin the coil a lot of times. The only downside, turning the spindle gets harder the higher the gear. Anthony and I attach a spindle, and then we wind up the rope, which takes a while. Okay, so the plan is, it's on a big spool now.
Yeah.
And you just run as fast as you can.
Got it.
And we'll hopefully get as many revolutions as we can, depending on how fast your top speed is.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good. I can be pretty quick.
Okay, good. All right.
Ready?
On your mark.
Uh-huh.
Get set.
Uh-huh.
Go.
How much electricity did they create? 24 volts.
Actually, not bad.
That's enough to power their own personal scooter. Not too shabby, boys.
We need like a hard pull all at once.
Yeah, from something like really big. So what if we could get like really high, like up there? Could we attach the generator up there? You could jump down from there.
And I would hang on the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, but I don't want to jump from up there. Oh, what if we put a pulley up there?
That
and
would
then the
work.
rope goes through the pulley and then back down, and then I jump from somewhere much safer, like just on top of here onto a crash mat or something.
That sounds great.
And that's my full body weight on the rope.
That sounds great.
All right, high fives.
Yeah.
Tidal power in 60 seconds.
By now you know that in order to create electricity, you need to spin a generator. Scientists and engineers are always coming up with lots of new ways to use natural forces of the Earth to spin a generator and create electricity. One of those natural forces is the power of the tides. You see, the water in the oceans doesn't stay still. Every few hours, the water, or the tide, goes out. And then a few hours later, it comes back in. So if you attach a paddle wheel in the water and attach that to a generator, when the tide goes out, it creates electricity. When the tide comes back in, it creates electricity. That is how you create electricity using the power of the tides. It's water power. In fact, hydroelectricity is also using water power. Do we have time to talk about hydroelectric? We don't have time? We don't. Okay, maybe come back.
Hydroelectric power in 20 seconds.
20 seconds? Okay, hydroelectricity comes from water. Hydro means water. So all you have to do is find a place where water pours down from a height. And you can put a generator in there, and ta-da, you're creating electricity with the power of hydro. Ha 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 ha! I did it.
Anthony and I have pulled and pedaled, and now we're going to hang on to the rope and use our whole body weight to spin the generator as fast as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Crash mat.
Uh-huh.
Let me test it out.
Looks good.
Yep, it's good for crashing. So I go up here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I go up here.
Climb on up. We'll get you the rope. Got your helmet for safety.
Helmet for safety, crash mat for safety. So we have the rope, and it goes up through that pulley, and then back down to our generator with a spindle on it. And as I fall, the spindle will turn.
Exactly.
And hopefully the speed of me falling and holding and yanking it down as hard as I can will be the biggest spike of electricity yet.
That's right. We'll be measuring it on our multimeter.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I jump down and my whole body weight pulls on the line.
that was awesome. That was like our biggest spike ever. That was amazing.
All right, high fives. Biggest spike ever. Is it enough to power my house?
Nope.
How much electricity did Phil generate? Almost 30 volts. How much does he need to power his house? 120 volts. He's still off by quite a bit.
Well, we've learned something. Nuclear,
Wind,
hydro,
solar,
natural gas,
coal power.
It's all great ways to generate electricity.
Yeah.
And human power,
Not so much.
not as good.
No.
But human power is more fun.
Yeah, way more fun.
Yeah, so your turn?
Yes!
Okay.
Give me,
You take the helmet and I'll take the multimeter.
Okay.
And then we'll go and we'll do it again. Okay. Wait, I gotta wind it up.
Science Max is a show where we take small experiments and do them big. If you want to try these experiments yourself, go to our website for instructions. But not all the experiments on Science Max are the kind you should try at home. This one, yes. This, no. Try this, don't try this. A big yes, a big no. I don't know how you could possibly do this one at home. And remember, if you're ever not sure, ask an adult. Thanks for watching Science Max Experiments at Large. Science Max! Spinning, rotating, and turning things around. From a giant spinning top, to perpetual motion, to defying gravity, and...
The Magnus effect!
The Magnus effect. It's all about to spin almost out of control on this episode of Science Max Experiments at Large.
Greetings, Science Maximites! My name is Phil, and this is Science Max Experiments at Large. Whoa. Oh, I better spin the other way. Today, we're gonna be taking a closer look at spinning. Well, all things spinning. Spinning, rolling, rotation in all its forms. And, when things spin, they're subject to a whole bunch of different forces. And some are strong enough to even counteract gravity. So let's get spinning! Whoa. Okay, let's get spinning! We are going to make a gyroscopic whirligig, and it spins, and I don't, which is a good thing. Watch this. You pull the string, and it spins, and it stands on its end.
Why does it stand on its end when it spins? Because of angular momentum, which we'll get to later.
And here's how you can make one of your own.
You will need some craft sticks, string, a small zip tie, a shish kebab skewer, spacers like these wood blocks, and finally some round discs, which you can cut out of plastic or find from parts of broken toys. Now, if you want to research this yourself, look up gyroscopic whirligig.
Get 2 craft sticks and glue them to your wooden blocks just like this, and then do it again.
Space them apart and glue them to crosswise craft sticks, and this will be your launcher.
You put your hand in the small end, and the longer end here is where you put your gyroscopic whirligig. Now let's make that. What you want to do is you want to take a shish kebab skewer or whatever fits the diameter hole of the round things that you're using. I like to use little plastic discs from, these are from remote control mechanisms, but you can use anything you want.
I found that this launcher works best with 4 discs of the same size.
Just like that.
Space them out evenly, glue them down, and cut the skewer even on both sides. Then add your zip tie. Put it right in the middle, tighten it up, and cut off the dangling end. This zip tie just gives you somewhere for the string to hold on when you wind it up. Now for your pull handle. Glue 2 craft sticks and 2 wooden blocks, then 2 more craft sticks on the sides. Then tie a string to the middle, wrap that string around the middle of the whirligig, and
Aha! You have a gyroscopic whirligig, a pull handle, a rope, and your launcher. Now remember, you put your hand in like this, and you fit your gyroscopic whirligig in just like that, and you pull towards you, and it spins! Oh, and that's what we're gonna be doing today, Science Maximites. We're gonna max out a spinning rig, something like this. It's gonna spin bigger, faster, more weight. It's gonna be totally maxed out. So come on. But first I need an expert to help me out. So, let's see here. Wait a minute. Aha! Perfect. Come on, this is gonna be great. Okay, this is it. from the Ontario Science Center. I'm really glad you're here. You're gonna help me max out the gyroscopic whirligig.
The what?
Oh, the gyroscopic whirligig. Here, I'll show you. It's this, and it spins, and what works on...
Phil, where are your shoes?
I think these are my shoes. They must have changed into flippers in the portal. Weird.
Want to change them?
Nah, I'll be fine. Anyway, like I was saying, the gyroscopic whirligig is really good. Let's do it here so that I don't have to walk as far.
Can I see it?
Yeah, here it is. Ready? You spin it up, and it spins, and it goes for a while, right?
Because you made it out of 4 discs, it probably spins better because there's more mass.
Oh yeah, because you know what? I actually have an old one. Yeah, I got an old one here with 1 disc, and it does not spin as long as the 4-disc one.
Could we test the 1-disc one out and compare it to the 4-disc one?
You bet, because you know what that is?
Science.
Yeah, that's science. Okay, let's try it. Ready? Whoa.
Oh. Huh, look at that. The 4-disc one spins better longer than the 1-disc one because the 4-disc one has more
mass, therefore more inertia. So when we max it out, we should get something with a lot of mass.
Yeah, more mass.
Wait, I have something. Right. Whoa. Can you give me a hand?
Careful, Phil. I don't want you to fall.
Yeah, well, I don't want to fall either. It's hard to walk in these.
I can imagine. That's why I asked you if you wanted to change your
Nah, we're
shoes.
fine. I'm fine. Okay, check it out. This is what I was going to. Okay, this is what we can make it into our maxed out spinning gyroscopic. Why not?
It's just, look at how big the hole is.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to need something to be the axis, huh?
Yeah, we need like a tree to fill that. I don't
Yeah,
think
you're
that's
right.
gonna work.
Too big. Is there anything else wrong with it?
It's also kind of light. It's not that heavy.
More mass, better.
More mass.
Okay, tell you what. Oh, I know. Hold on. I know.
Oh, that looks perfect.
Yeah, and then we got this pole.
To go through the center?
We'll go through the center like that.
Awesome.
And then we'll just weld it together, and there you go.
This will be great.
Yeah, high five.
Phil.
Okay, no, wait, sorry, yeah, you got the thing.
High five.
Well, now I got the thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get new shoes, and we'll work on our high five. Now it's time for one of my favorite scientific terms, the Magnus effect.
I am Magnus, and behold my effect.
No, the Magnus effect has to do with things that are spinning. Things like these cups. And here's a great little Magnus effect flyer you can make at home. It's super easy. Get 2 styrofoam cups and tape them together at the bottoms using science tape. Then get some elastic bands and make a long one by tying them together. Take your elastic and you wrap it around the cup like this. Then hold the elastic on the bottom, remember, like that, and then let them go. They fly up and out. The reason why it goes up and stays in the air is because it's spinning, creating moving air over the top. Moving air has lower pressure, which means it's pushed up by the higher pressure underneath. And that is called the... It's coming. Oh, come on.
Now, the Magnus effect.
Yes. So, let's max it out.
Magnus it out. See how much better that sounds?
No. Max it out. Check it out. Magnus Flyer 2.0 stand elastic slingshot. Wrap it around. Remember, for the Magnus effect to work, your cups need to be spinning this way, the front side rotating up. Oh, and there you have it, the Magnus effect.
I, Magnus, am out taking over the show. It is now Science Magnus. That is my effect, slightly improving the name of science TV shows. Science Magnus.
Silita and I are maxing out our spinning top. Based on our small version, we decided to make one with as much mass as possible. So we got a 20-kilogram weight and welded it to a metal shaft. Will this work the same way? Well, let's look at the science. Why does a top spin? Well, let's start with Newton's first law, which is an object at rest tends to stay at rest, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. But the in motion has another part. That object also wants to go in a straight line.
If you think of a bowling ball rolling along, it would need another force to act upon it to make it change direction. We say that a moving object has momentum. Now, a top doesn't go in a straight line, it spins around, but it still has momentum. It's an object in motion, and even though it's spinning, it still does want to go in a straight line. It's just that that straight line is here. We call this angular momentum. To make a top move this way or that way would take an outside force, so it stays upright as long as it has enough momentum. But when it slows down, there's less momentum and it becomes harder to resist external forces, like gravity, which will eventually want to make it topple. Our top has a lot of mass, which means it'll have a lot of angular momentum when it gets spinning. It's just a matter of getting it spinning fast enough.
So should we spin it?
Yeah, let's spin it. Let's see if we can get it to work. Hey, okay.
Spin.
Oh, we're gonna let go. In 3.
Wait. I can't get it.
1.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay. Not fast enough.
We need something to help us get it spinning faster. Maybe a rope?
A rope, yeah.
Wrap a rope
That
around
was
it
my
like
idea too, a rope, because the small one uses a rope.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go grab a rope.
So, wrapping the rope up.
I'll let you wrap the rope
Okay.
up. I'll get my holder back on top.
Spin it counterclockwise.
We attach the rope and wind it up.
You want to make it super clean. This is some of the best coiled rope I've ever seen. I'm gonna pull the rope. You're gonna hold on to it, but I can't pull really hard because you won't be able to hold it up. Because we don't have to pull hard, we just have to get it going fast.
Yes.
Silita keeps her hand on the block at the top, and I pull.
Ready?
Wait a minute, we'll get all the way.
Whoa!
Spinning a lot better than I thought it would. It's still spinning, but it's wobbling.
Oh, careful.
Oh, there it goes.
It works, but just barely.
It might spin better, it might spin straighter.
Yeah.
If we had it spinning, something help us spin it faster.
Yes, faster with more power.
With more power.
This is a string. You can pull a string, but you can't push a string. Well, you can. You can push a string. You really can. Okay, quit it. Quit it. This little contraption works sort of like a baseball pitching machine, but in miniature. See, there are 2 motors here, and the wheels spin together to shoot things out this way. Things like this craft stick. Watch this. Whoa! Let's watch that again. Whoa! But now, watch as I put a large loop of string through. What? Pushing string. How does this happen? Hello?
I don't suppose it's the Magnus effect.
No, it's not the Magnus effect.
No, it's all right. I'll be in my lair if you need me.
Okay, right. Bye. Right. Where was I?
I believe you were at, the reason why this works is...
Right. Pushing string. How does this happen? It's all because of inertia. Check it out. The wheels are pushing the string through fast. It's got some weight and it's got some speed, which means it has some inertia. So when it goes this way, it wants to keep going this way. But it goes all the way to the end, and then, because it's a loop, gets sucked back in this way, which means all of this inertia, you can sort of overcome gravity. Pushing string. Science.
Silita and I need to get our maxed out top spinning faster. We tried a rope, but now we're trying a drill. We get a wheel on our drill and use it on the outside of the weight to get it spinning up.
A little faster.
Oh, it's wobbling now.
A little more.
Push me.
And release.
It's kind of cool that it wobbles that much and it doesn't hit the ground.
It worked better, but there's always a way to max it out even more.
You know what we need, Silita?
What do we need, Phil?
A maxed out drill. Put it right on the top here and get it spinning very, very fast. Super maxed out gyroscope
Big.
whirly gig.
Gig.
Is it just the top now?
I don't know. Do you
We
want to
could
keep
call it
calling
a gyroscope.
gyroscopic
Well,
whirly gig?
it's sort of a toppy, kind of gyroscopy. This is a bike tire. It's pretty light, but I still can't hold it from the end of the pole like this with one hand. Nope. But I can if I get it spinning fast enough. I just use this drill, and then I get... Okay, so this is gonna be awfully hard to do with one person. Oh, this is the perfect opportunity to use the Trevor button. Trevor button. Hey, Trevor from the Science Max build team. What are you doing?
Maxing this out.
Oh, right on. Can you give me a hand for a second?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, so you take this drill, and we're gonna get this wheel spinning really fast.
Okay. I don't know if it's,
No, I don't wanna know.
I don't know if I remember to...
No, it's fine. Max it out. We gotta max it out. So, because it's spinning, I can hold this heavy weight in the air.
How is this possible? Because the wheel is basically a top. The forces that prevent a top tipping, angular momentum, are still working here. This angular momentum resists a change in direction, this way, which is how gravity would want it to tip. Interestingly, these same forces also keep it spinning around me in a circle.
So, I can lift a heavy weight in the air just by spinning it. Awesome max out experiment, Trevor.
Yeah!
What was that?
It's my science confetti high five I just made.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should max it out. Yeah, we can make a giant one and then a whole bunch of confetti in it, and then people like jump up and do more confetti that would come out, right? And then so what would happen is there would be all this Trevor?
Silita and I have maxed out our spinning top. The trick is getting something that heavy to spin really fast. We've tried a rope and a drill, but now we have a maxed out drill.
So more power and more speed, which is perfect for spinning this massive top.
Yes, and perfect for maxing out anything.
We get it spinning and it works great. The top spins for a really long time. In fact, its mass was so large, it started drilling a hole in the concrete floor. We tried it again, but started to notice something.
The drill is smoking quite significantly.
Our drill began to overheat. Why? Good old Newton's first law. An object at rest wants to stay at rest, and an object in motion wants to stay in motion. The more mass we have in motion, the longer it will stay in motion.
This will go forever. Well, not forever,
Well, not
but
forever.
it'll go a really long time because it's got a lot of weight.
But that same mass wants to stay at rest when it's not moving. We have to overcome all that mass wanting to stay at rest to get the top spinning. And even for our maxed out drill, that was a tough job. But once it was spinning, there was only one thing to do. Max it out even more! Silita and I come up with a plan to max out the top by riding it.
You want to ride the top?
Of course I want to ride the
We
top.
can both ride the top. One person's gonna have to drill this, so we'll have to take turns.
Max Historica. This is Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest scientific minds the world has ever seen. And this is a wheel. Da Vinci thought to himself, wouldn't it be great to design a wheel that kept spinning forever? So he got to work. Something that keeps spinning forever without stopping is called a perpetual motion machine. And it was an obsession of Da Vinci's. Why, this is great. The bottles tip the water to the outside, making one side of the wheel heavier, which will keep it spinning forever. Except it doesn't work. You see, what Da Vinci doesn't know is that science says a perpetual motion machine is impossible. But of course it wasn't for another 350 years till scientists figured that out. So we can't tell Da Vinci. What? Oh, never mind. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest inventors ever. Even if not all of his inventions worked. Silita and I got our maxed out spinning top to work pretty well. The only thing left to do was to ride it. We attached a large disc and a Lazy Susan. That's a platform that spins around on ball bearings.
Lazy Susan on top,
Lazy Susan.
so that you can ride on it.
Yes, and then we wanted to add this extra bit. Now, why did we want to add this?
We need a little bit more weight on our top.
Okay, so who gets to ride it?
I feel like you should ride it.
I think you might be right.
Because I want to use
Oh,
the drill.
the super awesome maxed out drill. Okay, so let's do it.
First thing I should say is do not try this at home. We are trained scientists.
Silita uses the drill to get it spinning while I hold it steady. Then I hold on to our safety line above and carefully rest my weight on the top. It works, but not for long. We take turns trying it out, but it seems we have another part of science working against us. Good old friction. Friction with the air and with the ground is what eventually slows a spinning top down. But our weight on the ball bearings of the Lazy Susan really increases the friction. More friction means the top slows down a lot faster.
Whoa!
That was pretty cool.
It was kind of terrifying, right?
Yeah.
Good old Newton's first law kept the top spinning, angular momentum kept it from falling over, and friction slowed it back down. The forces were always the same, no matter if it was a little top, a maxed out top, or a rideable one.
Yeah! Whoa! There you go, Science Max, experiments at large, giant spinning top. That's as large a spinning top as I think you.
I think in the entire world.
Let's do it again. Yeah!
Science Max! Taking something flimsy and making something strong.
Whoa, pasta bridge!
We build things out of pasta, sand, and paper to show how you can use science to make something strong out of something weak.
Dry sand, wet sand, science sand.
It's all how you build it. Today on Science Max, experiments at large.
Oh, hi, Science Maximites. Have you ever been eating pasta and wondered, what could I build with this? Could I build something that could hold an impressive amount of weight? Well, I have, and that's what we're gonna do today on Science Max Experiments at Large. But we're not gonna use cooked pasta because it's too delicious. We're gonna use uncooked pasta, which is less delicious, but it's great for building. We're gonna make a pasta bridge. Here's how you do it. First, you wanna start with a plan. And then you want to take your pasta, I'm saying pasta, but of course spaghetti is usually the best thing to use, and lay it out on your plan. The reason you have a plan is so that you can make sure all of the spaghetti is exactly the right length. Lay it out on your plan, perfectly aligned like that. There. And now it's time to glue it all together. Now you can use white glue, but it takes a long time. So I suggest a hot glue gun, but make sure you get an adult's permission before you use one of these, okay? So you take your plan, you lay it out, you glue it up. Don't glue it on the paper because that will be bad. And you will end up with your truss, and it looks just like this. Now remember, you want 2 sides because those are the sides of your bridge. And as you can see, I've used several strands of pasta because that'll make it a little bit stronger. Once you have your trusses, it's time for the next part of the plan. This is the roadway, and it works the same way. Lay out your pasta, glue it up, and bam, there it is. Now, you put your trusses on your roadway, and you glue them all together, and you also want to put some struts along the top here, probably, to keep it nice and rigid. In the end, you will end up with a fantastic-looking pasta bridge. Pretty good, huh? Pasta bridge. No other bridge could claim to be 100% pasta. Minus the glue. 99.8% pasta. 0.2% glue.
I say there, Captain. Set sail. Set sail for the land of pasta bridges.
Now, if that was pretty fast for you, don't worry. All the instructions are gonna be on our website. Now, a bridge isn't a bridge unless it spans a gap, because that's what bridges are for. So you put your pasta bridge up there across the books like that, and then you can see just how much weight the bridge holds. It's pretty impressive. If you build it right, even something as flimsy and as delicate as pasta can hold quite a bit of weight. I like to use big, heavy blocks and put them in the middle where there is no support from the books whatsoever, and just keep adding heavy things and see how much weight the bridge will hold before it breaks. How much will it hold?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you. That's where you get to be Science Maximites and find out for yourselves. And now, we're gonna max it out. Today on, oh, my pasta. Today on Science Max Experiments at Large, we're gonna be looking at how fragile things can become strong if you build them right. We're also gonna be maxing out the pasta bridge experiment to see if we can make one that's strong enough to hold me. You think we can do it? I know I have no idea, but I'm going to the Center for Skills Development and Training to find out. Oh, hey, Kyle.
Phil.
How you doing?
Great, thanks.
Awesome. This is Kyle. He's got a master's in civil engineering. Did you want some pasta?
I'm good.
I can go back and get some more.
Really, I'm good.
Okay. So what does a civil engineer do?
Well, a civil engineer builds the world around us. Talk about our homes, keeping us warm in the winter, our roads, hey, even our bridges.
Bridges, that's fantastic, because that's what I need your help with. I want to max out the pasta bridge.
Awesome.
I want to make one big enough that I can walk across it.
Okay, that's never been done before.
I know, right? You think we can do it?
We're gonna need a lot of help to do that.
We don't need help. All we need is a lot of pasta, which I have. Ha-ha!
Nice.
What do you say?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. Why don't we just take some to start, and then...
In order to max out our pasta bridge, the idea is to take many, many strands of pasta and just keep gluing them together so the long beams of pasta in our giant bridge is nothing but many, many regular-sized strands of pasta. Here's where we were after 20 minutes of gluing.
There, that's nice.
Yeah, I think this piece is done.
Okay, so how does it work? Is it strong? Whoa.
Well, let's give it a go, eh? Yeah, I think this will hold.
Great! So we just need to build a few more of these then, right?
Yeah, that's right.
How many more?
212 more.
212 of these.
More.
212, but it took us like 20 minutes to make this one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess so. I mean, this is Science Max Experiments at Large. That's what we do. We just keep building, and, you know, I don't have any plans for the next while, so...
Phil.
Yeah.
I think that there's a better way of doing this.
I would be delighted to know there's a better way. It'd be faster than this.
Much faster.
Sure, let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna put the pasta back in the bag because it'll
Phil,
get stale.
You don't have to do that.
No, but it'll get stale.
Phil, I'm gonna call in one of my friends. We're probably gonna need some more help with this.
Oh man, that's a great idea. Sorry, that's a great idea because
Yeah.
Because at least we could get your friend to help clean up.
Better sandcastles in 80 seconds.
Building sandcastles is fun, but you can't use dry sand because it doesn't stay up very well. You have to use wet sand. But even if you use wet sand, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. But if you use sand with the power of science, it does hold the weight. Dry sand, wet sand, science sand. Here's what's going on. Say these ping pong balls are grains of sand. When they're dry, they don't hold together very well. That's why you can't build a sandcastle out of dry sand. But if you get the sand wet a little bit, the grains of sand will hold together a little better because of the surface tension of the water. That's why it's easier to build a sandcastle with wet sand, but they still won't hold much weight. But if you add something that creates even more friction between the grains of sand, like say this sandpaper, it will hold the weight. So here's what you do. Take window screen and cut it into circles. Make sure you get an adult's permission first, okay? Deal? Put in a layer of sand, pack it down, and put in a circle of window screen. And a layer of sand, pack it down, circle of window screen. Then, you guessed it, layer of sand, pack it down, circle of window screen. The window screens are gonna add more friction between the grains of sand and will make your sandcastle strong. Strong with the power of science. And then, you can put lots of weight on it. And there you go. Sand with the power of science. Ha ha! Okay, I had to max it out. Let's see how strong science sand really is.
Huh? Science!
Our pasta bridge was going to take a long time to build out of individual pieces. So we have a new plan.
Hey, Michaela.
Hey, Phil.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. This is Michaela. She's an undergrad in industrial engineering, right?
I am.
And you and Kyle have a new plan for how we can build our pasta bridge that's not gonna look like this.
Oh, man.
This is the best that Kyle and I could do with 20 minutes.
Okay, well, I have better.
Good, I'm glad. How are we gonna do it?
So, instead of that, we're gonna try something like this.
Oh, okay. This is sort of like a giant burrito kind of thing, right?
Yep,
But we're going to build the bridge out of this.
exactly.
We're gonna make it longer, though?
Yep, we're gonna make it 8 feet long. We have this long pole, right?
Yep.
And we have sheets of this pasta. We're gonna put them on the diagonal,
Okay.
and we're gonna roll it, but we're gonna start from this corner, and we're gonna keep rolling.
And don't
All
forget
right?
to add water.
And we gotta add water.
I'll add the
'cause-
water.
Okay.
Adding water, just like this?
Yep. It helps the pasta to stick together. So as we're rolling, we're rolling, we're rolling. We're gonna keep doing this with a bunch more sheets so that it gets really, really long, like 8 feet long. And when we're finally done rolling, we gotta spray it with some varnish,
Yep.
and so it all holds together.
Great, and then it's gonna be about this thick
Yeah,
when we're finished with it.
exactly.
This is going to be one of the parts of the deck of our bridge.
Great, so each one of these large pieces is gonna be like one single strand of pasta, and the little bridge we make.
Yeah,
We need a lot of these.
a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Still, it's a lot faster than doing it piece by piece with just the spaghetti.
Oh.
Every time I hold it up, you make that noise.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Awesome. The shape of something makes a big difference in how strong it is. Get some toilet paper rolls and put them in a square, and then stack books on top of them. They can hold weight. Thing is, they can actually hold a lot more weight than you probably think. In fact, the amount of weight just paper in a tube can hold is really kind of impressive. Ha ha! And now, let's max it out. Phil's weight on 2 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 4 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 6 toilet paper rolls. Nope. Bill's weight on 10 toilet paper rolls. Oh. Ha! Ha ha! Phil's weight can be supported by 10 toilet paper rolls. But what if Phil jumps? Ha 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 ha. Didn't really work.
Kyle and Michaela's plan is to use a long pole and sheets of uncooked pasta. We roll the pasta around the pole and spray it with a little varnish. We roll sheets and sheets of pasta along an 8-foot-long pole, making many layers of pasta. Then we wait for it to dry and remove the pole. What we have is an 8-foot-long hollow tube of pasta that becomes a single piece of the bridge. Then we attach a bunch of these pieces together and use more sheets of pasta to glue them into the shape we used for our small pasta bridge.
We're making our giant pasta bridge by wrapping sheets of pasta
around and around the poles using the technique we just had, making a whole large pole out of many, many, many sheets of pasta rolled around each other. And we've made a giant truss. Look at this. This is great, guys.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. If I hit it, you think it'd stay together?
No, stop.
What?
This is pasta, not steel. It's only made to just hold you.
Kyle, what do you think are the chances that this is gonna hold me when we build it?
Something like 50-50.
Not bad. Michaela, what do you think?
I'm gonna hope for the best.
Hoping for the best. That's exactly the kind of gray area we like to work in at Science Max Experiments at Large. Experiments at Large, I don't know if anybody's even ever done this before.
Not to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
Which is why we have no idea if it's going to work. Okay, so one more of these, because these are the sides.
Yep.
Roadway, and then the top.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
While we're waiting, it's a good moment to point out one of the things that makes our bridge really strong. That is triangles. As you can see, the truss, or the side of our bridge, is really just 3 big triangles. Triangles are very strong shapes to build with, and they work great in bridges. Now it's time for Science So Simple, a caveman could do it. This is a caveman. Today we're going to teach this caveman how to build a strong structure. Here are some boxes. Go on and build a shelter, and I'll come back and see how it worked out. No, that's not right. You need to build walls by stacking boxes on top of each other. That's how you build. Understand?
Oh, yeah.
I'll come back later and see how it worked out. Uh-oh. Does that look right to you?
Yeah.
Look at those boxes. They're stacked on top of each other. But if they are in tall stacks, what would happen if you push on the wall? You see? Walls don't stay up if you build like that. Let's try again. I'll help you this time. First, lay out the foundation, where your wall should go. Good. Now let's make the second level. No, don't put it right on top. You need to stack in between. That's how you make a strong wall. Okay, I'll come back later. Nice work. Why don't you give it a try? Looks strong, but you forgot a box. Join us next time when we talk about how to make a door.
Building a door in a wall is hard, because how do you make a big gaping hole in your wall without your wall falling over? Well, people have come up with lots of ways to put doors and windows in walls made of stone blocks over the centuries. And you can do this at home with books like I'm doing, or with building blocks. Just go up until you're happy with the height, and then stack each next layer a little closer to the middle until the final layer touches just like this. And then you take a big heavy book and you drop it right on top. And it's pretty stable, and you've just made a doorway. It works even better if it's part of a wall, because you want extra weight on the outside of these books here. So of course, I had to build one that was part of a whole wall. This is the same corbelled arch built out of little building blocks. And as you can see, I went closer and closer together until it meets at the top, and it is very strong. Whoa. Ha-ha! Now, let's max it out.
The kind of arch we're building is a corbelled arch. And the Science Max build team and I are using pieces of wood cut to different lengths.
How high can it go? We can use my head to, no, okay, wait.
It takes a while to get together, but once it's done, it looks just like the kinds of doorways stone buildings had in ancient times.
Ta-da! There you go, a maxed out corbelled arch. We went straight up
until we got to these layers, and they got a little bit closer and closer to the middle until the last piece is one big solid piece. And if we built this right, it should be strong enough to hold me up. Yeah! Science! Woo-hoo! Well, it held me up for a minute, didn't it?
We rolled our pasta and constructed one truss. Now we've made a lot more rolls of pasta and connected them all together to make a second truss and a roadway, as well as the cross braces on top. And when we get it all together, we end up with...
Whoa! Pasta bridge!
Pasta bridge!
Oh, we did it! We built it. We have no idea how long it will stay up, but it's up. It's doing its bridge thing for now, anyway. I am very excited because, as far as we know, I'm the only one to try to cross a bridge made out of pasta. What do you guys think?
I think I don't want you to be the last person to cross a pasta bridge.
You're absolutely right, but I'm gonna do it. I think we're ready. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Ah!
Oh no, that doesn't bode well for our pasta bridge. What happened here, Kyle?
You put all your weight in the middle of the joist. It snapped.
If only there was a way to distribute your weight. Maybe if you crawled?
Do like the military style kind of.
Oh, right, so that I'm putting my weight on more than one spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. That gives me an idea. You guys stay right there. I know what to
Okay.
do. I know what to
Okay.
do. I know what to do.
You're coming back, right?
Skis distribute your weight over a large area so you don't sink in the snow. That's what skis do, which is perfect for the pasta bridge.
Come on.
Okay, here
Come
we go.
on.
Carefully.
Is it working?
It's working.
I hear some cracking.
This might do it.
Try to spread your legs apart.
Spreading my
Distribute
legs
your weight.
apart.
Distribute your weight.
Distributing my weight. It's swaying a lot.
Oh, man.
Whoa. Crossing the pasta bridge. Woo, high fives. There you go. Science Max, experiments at large, pasta bridge, skis. What more could you want? Maybe a pasta chairlift of some sort.